Friends, the Charlie Kirk Show team here. America's debt bomb has blown past $37 trillion, and it's climbing every second. President Trump is fighting for fair trade and strong borders to slow the train wreck, but the numbers don't lie. When debt grows this fast, it can threaten your savings and your family's future. That's why more Americans are turning to real assets like gold and silver. I work with and recommend Preserve Gold. They make it simple to own physical gold and silver, even inside your retirement accounts like an IRA or 401k. Text USA to 50505 for their free wealth protection guide. With a qualified purchase, you could get up to $20,000 in free gold or silver. I want to get to this Sydney Sweeney viral clip just because we've got four dudes. Makes sense, right? Let's go ahead and play. And by the way, she gets asked by, I guess it's GQ's Catherine Stoffel. And Blake, you're going to be the first one I throw to after this, so get ready. But she's asked, don't you think it was a bad idea for you to talk about genetic superiority because you're white? 426.
I mean, the president tweeted about the jeans ad, or Truth Socialed about the jeans ad, and that just seems to me like a very crazy moment for anyone, and I wondered what that was like.
It was surreal.
It was surreal. Mm-hmm. But the risk is that, there's a chance that somebody will get some idea about what you think about certain issues. Like, do you worry about that?
No.
The criticism of the content, white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
Blake Neff, your take.
Man, I saw a line on it that was so great where there's so many layers of like feminine social engagement going on there. The interviewer, I want to give you an opportunity. I am kind of ordering you to say this, but I'm giving you an opportunity. I'm not understanding why you're not taking the opportunity. And then Sydney just like effortlessly shooting it down. I am not equal to this level of social adroitness. I would die horribly in that situation, of course. But Charlie, Charlie obviously he was not like, he would weigh in on this. It was pretty funny. He liked to say like, yeah, she does have great genes, doesn't she? So he would sometimes find this very amusing in a detached sort of way. So I think he'd be chuckling at how this is playing out now, and he'd be proud because it does reflect. Even with the difficulties we had this week, there really is a positive vibe shift in America. Even though we had a bad midterm, it was partly because Democrats had to look around and say, we've got to give a heave-ho to a lot of this really bad cultural stuff. And we are in such a better cultural place than we were a year ago, than we were 5 years ago. And, that's why not even a year ago, this loser from The Guardian tried to dox our friend Jonathan.
That's
Instead,
right.
revealed that he is a beautiful man, and that man is going to now start his own show, and everyone's excited to watch it.
It's a resentment against the beautiful and good. We must protect Sydney Sweeney at all costs. Our beautiful Helen. I mean, the funny thing about this to me is that the underlying controversy here is that Sydney Sweeney is like implicitly acknowledging the existence of genetics. Okay, like the left wants to sort of present this idea that it's somehow like anathema, immoral. It's a betrayal of our good senses.
White people aren't allowed to have that.
Yeah, you don't have genetics. We don't believe in genetics around here.
It kind of goes back to our other conversation about where the West decided it couldn't believe in itself. Like, white people aren't allowed to do basic things anymore. We're talking about beautiful men here. Sean Davis.
So glad I could be here for this discussion.
You get the final word, my friend.
You can't buy these genes off the market. No,
Speaking of good genes.
These come from God. What I love about that clip is that in just one screenshot, you don't even need to listen to it or watch it. One little snapshot of that, and you see the total destruction of the HR, Karen, HOA energy, the up-talking, the passive aggressiveness, the
tones,
the nitpicking, and then Sydney Sweeney's like, nah, I'm good. You can actually just not denounce people on command. It's true.
You can
don't have to
reject
do
the
it.
premise.
You can just say no.
I agree with Blake. There are so many layers to that. So, like, I think you're a terrible person, and
A lot of people do, but like, do you think that you do? And it's like there is so much going on there, and it was like to Blake's other point is like he just so incisively cut through it and just rejected the premise and said, "I'm not playing your games, lady."